The seven bestowals of Christ Michael, the sovereignty of a Creator Son. Long before Jesus of Nazareth walked the hills of Galilee, before he was known as the Son of Man, he was known in the universe as Michael of Nebadon, a creator, son of the order of Michaels sent forth from paradise by the eternal Son. Each creator's son must earn experiential sovereignty over his local universe, not simply by power, but by living as one with his creation. This is accomplished through seven bestowals, where the Creator Son takes on the form of various orders of his own intelligent creatures. The goal? To know them, serve them, love them, and rule them with understanding and divine compassion. Here are the seven bestowals of Christ Michael, the divine journey that prepared him to become the sovereign of Nebadon. 1. The first bestowal. As a Melchizedek son, Michael first incarnated as one of the Melchizedek sons, a wise order of beings who often serve as emergency teachers and administrators in troubled worlds. This bestowal gave him a first-hand understanding of divine ministry, righteousness, and universe administration. He experienced what it means to stabilize confusion and to work with both celestial and mortal beings in times of planetary distress. 2. The second bestowal, as a Lananandic son. Next, he lived as a Lananandic son, the order from which planetary princes are drawn. This incarnation gave him insight into local system leadership, the tensions of delegated authority, and the challenges of rebellion. Having witnessed the consequences of disloyalty and the burdens of command, he gained compassion for those who serve on the front lines of planetary government. 3. The third bestowal, as a material son, Adamic order. In his third bestowal, Michael became one of the material sons, similar to Adam and Eve. These are physical representatives of divine genetics, sent to uplift evolutionary worlds biologically and spiritually. Through this experience, he came to understand the difficulties of planetary upliftment, the pain of failure, as with the default on Urantia, and the intense longing of mortal beings for perfection and harmony. Item 4. The fourth bestowal, as a seraphic being. Michael then incarnated as a seraphim, the angelic ministers of time. This selfless service gave him intimate knowledge of angelic life, their loyalty, their sufferings, and their unending devotion to the will of the Father. He lived as an invisible helper, learning to minister without glory, to serve from behind the scenes, and to guide souls with gentle precision. The fifth bestowal. As a midwayer next, Michael took the form of a secondary midwayer, a being midway between angels and humans. These beings often serve as unseen custodians of planetary affairs and human advancement. This role allowed him to experience invisible planetary service, often misunderstood or ignored, and the long patience required to bridge the gap between spirit and flesh. 6. The sixth bestowal, as a mortal ascender on the mansion worlds. For his sixth bestowal, Michael assumed the identity of a mortal ascender, an evolutionary soul progressing through the mansion worlds. This was a deep dive into the experience of salvation, of transformation, and of spiritual rebirth. He walked the path of those rising from death, ascending toward paradise, struggling with imperfection but lifted by grace and persistent faith. 7. The seventh bestowal, as a mortal of the realm, Jesus of Nazareth. The final and most glorious bestowal was as a mortal human being on Urantia, our world. Here Michael became Jesus, born of Mary, a child of time and space, limited in knowledge and power, yet filled with the Spirit of the Father. He lived a perfect life, faced every temptation, endured injustice and cruelty, and yet responded with love, mercy, and truth. He revealed God to man, and in doing so he revealed man to God. His life, death, and resurrection completed the bestowal mission. After this, Michael was proclaimed Master Son and gained full and eternal sovereignty over his universe, not by force, but by love. Why the seven bestowals matter. These bestowals were not done for his glory, they were done for us. They reveal that the Creator understands the creature, that divine authority must be earned through service and experience, that the God we seek is not distant, but one who has lived our trials, walked our paths, and shares in our struggles. And above all, they prove that love is the highest law in the universe.